GGO, ghetto government officials. CT, wings up. L-Rob, doing it. We got you. The GGOs.
Yo. At times I feel as if you don't deserve all the talent that I possess, cause you're claiming I'm over your head and I'm too complex. Life is the deep as a test, it will challenge your every breath. The death of those closest to you will question why you exist. In the abyss of the projects where bullets hum, infants are born genius, music will make them dumb. Society is being decimated by media, rewrite the history books and burn the encyclopedias. They're misleading us, screaming it's gonna change. I'm thinking 180 LeBron James, platinum with the global elite. I speak for the streets, the modern day Martin with the opulent speech. Pops told me better shoot if you reach with desolate heat. It's man against machinery, the mark of the beast. I pray for those people deceased that died in the streets. Reality's depressing, they will never see peace. We in the last days, and things ain't what they seem to be. We exposing the truth, the dark secrecy. There ain't no job, we kill for crumbs. It's all out war in these desolate slums. We in the last days, and things ain't what they seem to be. We exposing the truth, the dark secrecy. There ain't no job, we kill for crumbs. It's all out war in these desolate slums.
Call me the son of Jacob. Dream interpreter, my mind's vivid with images. Made perfect for the task of completion. My cipher's made circular. As lightning hits the top of the steeple, my deeds lurk with the prophecy written in stone. Poems create lyrical zones, composing music, information is sown. I'll hit you with shots, ignorance probably think it's Patron. We telling the truth in the booth, seated next to the throne. Our world is a shambles, niggas' lives is like a gamble. We rush a roulette and one in the chamber, hand on the handle. Vicious example, hidden forces of martial law, assassination. We the lost people, blood on the wall. We deep in the war, speak for the poor, be what we more. Losing the love of our children through the media whore.
We in the last days, and things ain't what they seem to be. We exposing the truth, the dark secrecy. There ain't no job, we kill for crumbs. It's all out war in these desolate slums. We in the last days, and things ain't what they seem to be. We exposing the truth, the dark secrecy. There ain't no job, we kill for crumbs. It's all out war in these desolate slums.
Desolate slums. It's the words from GGO representative.
Yeah. As you can see, what the GM is cooking, baby. If I have to introduce myself to you, brothers, well, I guess I do. And you sisters, if you're tuning in. They call me June the GM. The GM don't stand for general manager. It stands for good money. Because when you invest your time in me, you can expect a good return. Now, let's get right to work. I think you know by now that my New York Knicks are in the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah. I can't lie. I can't believe it myself. I can't believe it. My Knicks showed up. Down 20. Back-to-back games. Game 1 and Game 2, we come back and we beat the stinky Celtics. You know what? Let me behave today. We beat the defending champs because they ain't stinky. We beat the defending champs, Boston Celtics, back-to-back games down 20. That should never happen. So it makes me question. I know he loves God like I do, but it makes me question if the coach down there with the Celtics is really the man for the job. Because when you up 20 points each game and you're losing the game in the fourth quarter, it makes me question your coaching method, your coaching style, how you speak to these men. Anyway, you know what happened from there? We lose game 3. Come game after game 3, we beat them game 4. We were up 9. Tatum gets hurt. Whatever. Don't get me wrong. I don't want nobody to get hurt, but I'm not crying over it. And then game 5, they go out there and beat us, and the whole Boston was excited. Oh, you in trouble. Pritchard, White, we gonna come back. You're done. The Knicks said, yeah, I heard everything. Wah. You know what happened? We smacked you in the mouth. We ran you out the garden by 38. Now, here's the thing with the Knicks.
beating Boston was a beast. And even beating Boston when they didn't have Tatum was a beast, right? The Boston Celtics are stacked. They're a strong ran organization. They're a historic team. They won more chips than anybody. When you talk about teams like the Boston Celtics, you're talking about the elite of the elites of the league, okay? But the Knicks showed up. Now the Knicks are going out there and we're going to go play the Indiana, a team. Listen, the Pacers. I've disliked the Pacers since the days of Reggie the Killer Miller. Reggie Miller used to kill us. And we all know those highlights, what he did to us in a few seconds. But I hated the Pacers since back then. And the Pacers bumped us out last year. Mind you, our whole team was hurt. But this is grown man sports. There's no excuses. We can't sit here and, I can't cry about it. They took us out last year. Mind you, my star was hurt. Brunson, we didn't have Cat. But this is a different team. Now, I know they got Siakam and Ty and, they got a lot of role players. They are solid, good defenders and all this stuff. I will be extremely disappointed if the Knicks don't smack the Pacers. I'm sorry. And let me get this out the way. Jalen Brunson has brought me more memorable moments, more moments of joy than Carmelo Anthony ever has in New York. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of cats that love Carmelo. I love Melo, but Melo ain't never make me feel the way Mr. Jalen has. I gotta call a spade a spade. Jalen Brunson is the king of New York, even over Aaron Judge. Because if you know like I know, basketball is king of New York. Some would say it's baseball, but I beg to differ. The Yankees done won 55,000 championships. I know how it is to be a winner when I cheer for my Yankees. Yankees are good. They never got to win again. They won enough for me. But right now, Jalen Brunson is the king of New York. You right about that, my man. My man Nestor on here. He's the king of New York, Jalen Brunson. He can eat anywhere for free. Any sneaker store, what you want, Jay? Take them. That's Mr. Brunson. Very humble, well-spoken, and he's a killer. Best player in the fourth quarter in the NBA. Didn't he win the award Clutch Player of the Year? Who invented that award? I don't know. I didn't grow up with that award, the Clutch Player of the Year, fourth quarter. I don't, they just be inventing stuff, man. But he's the best in the fourth quarter right now. Now, we know we got a big game tonight. This is only going to be a little half-hour, 45-minute episode because I want to get to that Timberwolves game against OKC, another good matchup. But today is about my Knicks. And let me say this. Much respect to the defending champs, Boston Celtics. I pray Tatum gets back healthy. I heard he's going to miss the whole 2026. God bless him with health and life. He got youth on his side. He'll be back. But right now, we're representing right now. And I'm calling the Knicks with a 4-2 win in the series over Indiana. Knicks in 6. We're going to beat them in 6. Indiana's a good team. And I'm hearing all these fake analysts on ESPN who hate the Knicks picking Indiana. Oh, they're a strong team. They run the ball, this, that, and who's stopping Jalen Brunson? That's what I want to know. If Jalen Brunson, he just beat the two best defenders from the point guard position in the league, White and Holiday. Them boys talk about defense, the best in the league. So forgive me. I know Indiana got some good defenders. They got some good role players. I'm not worried about them stopping Jalen. In fact, here's a statistic for all you statistical nerds out there that think I don't drop the jewels on you. You ready? We beat the Pacers 3 out of 4 games this year. And the big cat, averaged 30 points on him. So don't give me the Miles Turner's going to stop the gato. Okay? The gato's going to get loose. We're going to beat them in 6. We're going to beat them game 1. They're going to be a little rusty. They might get us in. They might get in 1 in the Garden. But I just know it's going to be 6, and we're going to beat them handily. I feel like it's all year, man. When it's gonna be all year anyway? The last time the Knicks won the championship was the year I was born, 73. I'm telling my age. That's how old I am. But I'm still in my prime, baby. I'm like Sugar Ray Leonard. My eye might be a little crooked, but I can see straight. I'm good. Like I said, the matchups are exciting. Big Cat, Miles Turner, Brunson against Ty. Slim Jim gets busy. My man Ty out there in Indiana, the point guard. He's one of those dudes you like to hate. I don't like his face. You know, he's always smiling. I kind of want to just elbow him in his forehead. But I just feel like, you know, listen, if you want, we could get a little, we could go a little, you know, we could look at this at the team. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Let me stop being so hyper. Let's talk on Indiana's team, okay? Let's do this. All right. Tyrese Halliburton, we already know. Ty is the point guard. They got Nembhard at shooting guard with the backup on Mathurin. Naismith, small forward. Siakam, he's dangerous. OG got to lock him down because he's dangerous and hits clutch shots and knows what it is to be a champion because he did it before. You got to be careful with him. He can be a game changer. Siakam. And then you got Miles Turner. Great player. I don't think he's going to be able to stop Cat. That being said, the matchup is going to be Siakam against OG. Because I don't really feel that they have a true number one down there. They have a lot of good players, but they don't have a horse like a Jalen Brunson. And they don't have, they don't have the Batman and the Robin. Like we got Jalen as Batman and the Robin's cat. They don't really have that out there. Ty ain't always scoring from the point guard position. That's games he got 4.6 assists. That's games he has 25 points, 11 assists. He's up and down now. Okay, that second best player might be Siakam or Miles Turner. You don't know, but what I'm saying is that they kind of remind me of OKC. They got SGA and then a whole bunch of other dudes who can beat you at any time, but they're not always on point and on fire, right? Like it might be one cat and not the other. So Indiana don't scare me, man. I think they caught a weak Cavs team that wasn't really focused, that wasn't as good as their record showed. I think the Knicks played Detroit, which was a hard matchup, believe it or not. Then we turn around and beat the defending champs. And now I just think that Indiana is a stepping stone to a championship. And I'm going to call this here. I got the Knicks against the Timberwolves in the championship. I think Minnesota can beat OKC. OKC went to game 7 with a Denver Nuggets team that really wasn't that good this year, aside from the Joker. I know SGA is unstoppable. That's 30-something points a night, but I'm picking the Timberwolves. I'm picking Anthony Edwards and the Young Gunners, the Timberwolves, to face the New York Knicks in the NBA Finals, and the New York Knicks will beat them in 6 as well. In fact, it's Knicks in 6 every single game. I mean, every single round, okay? We took out Boston in 6. Knicks in 6. That's it. And what you gonna do about it? Huh? Definitely, Mo. I want to play the Cavaliers with Donovan, big foot, dunk on your head, Mitchell. Should have been a Knick, by the way. I don't know what happened with that situation. That was a bad look. Anyway, I do think that would be a very exciting series if the Knicks can get past the Pacers facing the Timberwolves. But let's focus on the Pacers. I think it's going to be physical. I'm poking out my chest. I'm feeling myself right now. Sometimes I overdo it, but I'm going to be real now. The Pacers ain't going to be an easy team to beat. They're not going to lay down. They play ugly. They play fast. They play physical like us. They always been. Just like us. This is a rivalry. The Knicks have several rivalries in the league. One of them is Boston, although I don't know why there will be a rivalry because they always destroy us. But anyway, it's Boston. And the rivalry used to be against the Bulls way back. Miami Heat is a rivalry for us. And definitely the Pacers has always been a team we hated as well. Am I wrong, guys? Am I missing somebody? Who else is a rivalry for us? Yeah, see, I'm right. Yeah, listen. Let me try this. I'm going to show the comments on the stage. Look, y'all can see each other's comments. I think Comments take stay live. Comments from viewers will appear on the screen. Boom, 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 boom. Word. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Let me see what they said here. Okay, yeah. I want to show this comment right here. Mr. Nesto said that TJ McConnell becomes a problem at times. Absolutely. He's a dangerous little animal, that dude. He's a problem. He's like a pesky dude, almost like a Pritchard, right? You know how Pritchard will come in the game and hit some big threes, but I think McConnell gives us more problems than a Pritchard because he don't settle for threes. He takes it to the paint, creates, finds open players. He's a dangerous dude. He must be contained. McBride must contain him coming off the bench, and we need Hart, McBride, and other dudes to make it difficult for him when he's in the game because he's a creator and he is dangerous. In fact, that's one of the Pacers that scares. That's what I'm saying. The Pacers have more depth than we do. They have more depth. Atlanta, don't know if they're right. Well, as of recently, because of the curly hair jerk dude, he's not coming to my mind right now. But yeah, I mean, the Pacers have more depth than us. They're a deeper team. They have the ugliest uniforms in basketball. I'm sorry, they do. They have the ugliest uniforms in the NBA, the Indiana Pacers. So do the Colts. The Colts have the worst football uniforms in the NFL. The Colts. Something about Indianapolis, something about Indy, they just got stinky uniforms. I'm sorry, but they do. I hate the Pacers' blue and ugly-ass yellow uniforms. It's like a fake Michigan, but it don't look nice like Michigan. Anyway, they present problems. They got more depth than us, meaning they're going to try to tire us out, and we're a fourth quarter team. Are we going to be tired going into the fourth quarter with all the depth they give us? Yeah, Mo, I could say the Nets was a rivalry for a little second, but they just haven't been good enough for long enough, Philly is a rivalry for the Knicks. There's always been a long-standing rivalry with Philly. We don't like Philly. Philly don't like us. We know what it is with them. I noticed one thing about Indiana as well. With the game on the line, they like Ty to take those shots. And I like that because I think that Bridges can lock him down. If you put Bridges on the kid Ty in a clutch moments, I think that bodes well for us. I think Bridges, with his length, can make things difficult for him. And I can see that going in our favor. I do want to say this, though. I seen the video of the Pacers fan getting, garbage dumped on them and all that type of stuff. Why are you wearing the Pacers jersey, man, to a Knicks playoff game, brother, and walking around like something sweet? It's New York at the end of the day, bro. I'm not trying to say, because the guys get mad when I say New York is thorough, but we know New York's thorough, just like Chicago's thorough. These type of states you don't walk around looking stupid, acting like you can rock Indiana Pacers jersey in the Knicks playoff game. Things like that going, and those are little kids doing that. Those ain't the real thoroughbred Knicks fans, because the thoroughbred Knicks fans can't go to the game because we can't afford it because the tickets are $50,000. My dog here in the house, he's mad irritating. Probably trying to ruin my podcast tonight. You better behave, boy. Anyway, different story. He's bugged out. Yeah, so, they're making a big thing about that. I guess they're bringing the kid out to game 4 because they felt bad for him. They got some tickets in the hotel for him. Who cares? I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? Brunson's the leader. Bridges came through on a boom, boom, boom. We need OG to think. Yeah, OG's been inconsistent. It's interesting, right? When OG and Bridges show up and Cat gives us a little 20 points at least, we're unstoppable. But the problem is OG and Bridges don't always show up. Lately, Bridges been playing better, but they're not always showing up. And that scares me against a team like Indiana. There's a high-scoring team that all their players show up on a consistent basis that can give you buckets. I mean, I don't know what happened to Cleveland, to be honest with you. I didn't see any of the games because I could care less. But They destroyed the Cleveland Cavaliers, who had the best record in the East. So that's very interesting. Are they that good? Or was Cleveland just choking that bad? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. I don't know how that happens. I don't know how Indiana goes out there and spanks Cleveland like that. Who did Indiana play in the first round? Because I think they had it easy in the first round as well. Let me see who Indiana played in the first round, because I think I was researching that earlier. Anybody know who they played in the first round? Was it Orlando? Let me see. Oh, they beat the Bucks. And they beat the Bucks 4-1 as well. Ooh. They've been playing really strong. Really strong. But that means nothing. Let me give you some keys to the series for the Knicks. The Knicks cannot continue this trend of going down 20 points and think that they can come back and win against the Pacers. That's not going to happen. As gassed up as our fans are, climbing up the poles, going crazy, screaming and all that, let's not get carried away, because we haven't played our best ball. We have been down. We were down basically the whole series against Boston, pulled out some amazing games. I don't think we can play like that against Indiana. We can't afford to be down 20 points heading into the fourth quarter, 15 points, none of that stuff. We got to be competitive from the beginning tip-off. That scares me, because we have started a pattern of being down by a lot of points and then crawling our way back and eventually winning the game. We can't do that against a solid team like Indiana, because I think Indiana is fully healthy. They're playing on one accord. And if we start doing that type of stuff, it could be some long night for us. So that's my first key. Not being down so much heading into the fourth quarter. It would be nice to go into the fourth quarter with a lead for once. That's my first take, okay? Second key to victory over Indiana. Not staring into their ugly uniforms too much. They can blind you. Those uniforms are so ugly that you can be caught looking at them too long and then they go by you for the layup. You got to be careful looking at those uniforms. They're that disgusting, okay? So that's my second key. Be careful looking and staring at those uniforms. They got some type of glaze on them, pause, and they can blind you. Be careful with that. My third take against Indiana. Control the energy. Be the more physical team. We cannot allow Indiana to be more physical than us. This is going to be a physical series. Boston was physical. That's why I feel good about that. I feel that we can overcome, but we have to be more physical than Indiana. That's not going to be easy, but that's the way we win games. We have to be more physical. Be the more physical team. Be the more defensively sound team in this series. And then my fourth takeaway, don't believe your own hype. Don't go into the series with Indiana thinking we won a chip already. We did not win a championship already. We haven't won one in 51 years. As a New York Jet fan, please hear me out, New York Knicks. Let's not start believing our own hype. We need to relax. We haven't won a championship since Clyde Frazier, okay, in 73. I believe he beat the stinky Lakers that year. Let me not say sticky Lakers. They're also a great organization. Just LeBron James been acting up, making them look a little, when he got Bronny, that's a different story. Anyway, it's been 51 years. We got to relax. New York Knicks, Brunson, remind the team, don't believe your own hype. Don't do it. Don't smell your own, your own doo-doo and feel good about it. You got to relax. Calm the team down, help them to refocus and understand that now you're in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now you have to show up every game, not sometimes, not only the fourth quarter. This is a new team, a hungry team that has the capabilities to beat us. So we got to wake up and play ball. Don't believe the hype, please. What's this? Nick played hard and had more heart, but also Boston has some issue. Let's pin this comment. I want to show this comment here. Mr. Richard Kane says, the Knicks played hard. I'm surprised your profile picture, Rich, ain't a Boston Celtic uniform. Knowing you go over here with the guitar with the smooth hat. You know, you're supposed to have on a little Boston Celtic little hoodie or something. You were showing me pictures of, laced up in Boston gear for the playoffs. We beat you, and now you got a guitar on your shoulder. What's going on, Richard Kane? The Knicks played hard and had more heart. But also, Boston has some issues internally. But Indiana is not ever going to give up, so they need to get a strong lead into the fourth. You're not lying. You're not lying. I don't think that Indiana's the type of team that you can be down 20. You're going to blink and be down 40. We can't play the same way we played against Boston. And, not to make excuses for Boston, I never will. Rumor is that Jalen Brown was hurting. They mentioned it right after the series. Ironic. But, I guess he was hurting. Losing Tatum, obviously, they wasn't going to beat us in the game 7 if we went there. So, it's a different Indiana team. Also, it's safe to say that the refs ain't on our side. I think that series against Boston, if there's one thing I can say, I think Boston got a lot of calls. It was a crazy series. There was a lot of times when I was wondering if the fix was in. I know Boston fans would disagree, but I'm being real with you. I feel like they got a lot of calls. I prayed that the refs call the games evenly, and that it don't come down to the refs. Just let them ball out. Let them be physical against one another. Let them do what they got to do. Let's see right here. Let's pin this comment over here. Nemhard has developed a really good game. We got to make sure he doesn't start scoring. Played very good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That they got a very good scrap. They a lot like us. The only thing is they don't have a star like Brunson that we have. But they're a lot like us. They're a physical team. They play well together. They play with a lot of heart. But they have more depth than us. I think they got their benches deeper than our bench. Tibbs, I can't stand him for this. Only played 5, 6, 7 dudes tops. I think Mitchell Robinson has to have a really good series. He has to have rebounding. He has to rebound his ass off for us to win this series. When he comes in the game, he has to be effective and he has to make plays. Rebound the damn ball. We cannot get out-rebounded by Indiana. I believe if the Knicks play sound, solid ball, play from the beginning of the tip-off to the end of the game, I got the Knicks winning in 6. What you expect me to say? You want me to say I think we're going to lose to Indiana? I'm not going to say that. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm a New York Knickerbocker fan. That's right, the Knicks, and I'm picking us in 6. The Knicks in 6. That's it. I know it's become a trend of saying that, but I really think it's going to go at least 6 games. I pray to God it don't go 7, but if it does, that would be revenge for what they did to us last year in the game 7. So, hey, it is what it is. Anybody got any questions for me in the comments that they would like to ask? Let me know. It could be any sport. If I don't know about the sport you ask, if it's soccer, don't ask me. I don't know nothing about no damn soccer cats running around in little shorts, sliding, kicking each other in the shins. I understand it's a very popular sport. I don't like watching unless it's the World Cup. And even that can be boring at times. So please, no soccer questions. Let's see what we got here. Yep, seen that. Yes, sir. Yeah. So no questions I see over here. Let me give you a take for the Timberwolves then. Let me give you a little bit of Timberwolves stuff. With OKC. I can't wait to see SGA against Edwards. My God, that has to be the most exciting matchup I've ever seen. Oh, man, I haven't seen that yet. I know I heard Brett Favre got a little documentary out. I know he was doing some nasty, freaky-deaky stuff. Pause. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't talk about it yet. Maybe in next week's episode, Ern. Leave us alone, Ern, okay? Focus on your Giants, man. Focus on your Giants. Stop starting trouble, man. My Jets is a mess, man. I'm very disappointed so far. Let's see what happens. Do you think the Knicks shut down OKC though? Well, if OKC beats the Timberwolves and we beat the Pacers, I think we stand a shot. I think they match up well with us, but I still think that they got SGA, we got Brunson. Who's their second best player? The Kid Williams. I mean, all right, we got Cat. I know they got some big boys down there, but I think also we pose problems. I think when Brunson, Cat, and OG all have good games, we're hard to beat. It's hard to beat three good players that's giving you at least, like the other day when we beat Boston by 38. Ooh, 38. When we beat Boston by 38 the other day, we had four players with over 20 points. Now, I'm not saying we need that every day to beat a team like OKC. What I can say is if Brunson's going to give you 30 and Big Cat's going to give you a gato, going to give you 25, and OG going to give you a little 20 to 22, 23 points, we're going to be hard to beat. But we got to play defense. OKC's a great defensive team, so is Minnesota. All the teams left in these playoffs are top-notch defensive teams. I heard this stat earlier. Check this out. This is crazy, guys. Do you know that this is the first time I think they said in I forgot how many years that a team from Texas, California, or Florida ain't gonna win a championship this year, basically. Aside from I think it was Boston or something. Basically all these teams, 3 of these 4 teams never won a chip. Minnesota never won a championship. OKC won it when they were the Seattle Supersonics. But since they've been OKC, they haven't won a championship. And neither has the Indiana Pacers. Crazy to think that, but they've never won an NBA championship. And the Knicks haven't won a championship in 51 damn years. So that's exciting to know that it's going to be kind of like a new team winning a chip this year. I pray it's my Knicks. But that's dope. You know what I'm saying? A new champion. It's not the Boston. It's not the Lakers. It's not Golden State. It's not the Miami Heat. It's going to be a new team this year, and I think that's dope. I think it's good for basketball. Is it going to be good for the ratings? I don't know. Boston has a lot of fans. The Lakers have a lot of fans. Golden State has a lot of fake fans that weren't there when they used to have Mitch Richmond and Chris Mullin. A lot of fake, brand new Golden State fans. You know how it is. Just like there's a lot of fake Kansas City Chiefs fans. Dudes talk about, I've always been a Chief. Now you have. Stop. You can't even name damn Priest Holmes. Stop the craziness. But anyway, I think all 4 teams are really solid. It's going to make a great Western Conference Finals and the great Eastern Conference Finals. Let me let you go with this thought. I know a lot of you out there watching the podcast, a lot of you watch it, afterwards, after the live stream is already posted. Don't hesitate to send any emails, man. If you got any show ideas, let me put this up for you guys. If you got any show ideas, there you go. Don't hesitate, send an email. I'm always open to suggestions. Please, spread the word. We're trying to grow the channel. Once I grow the channel to an X amount of viewers and followers, I plan on having the best giveaways, better giveaways than anybody. But I'm telling you now, nobody will have better giveaways than me. I'm not going to say I'm going to have a Bernard King autographed jersey for you, but I'm going to have some dope stuff that you can actually rock and wear. You know what I'm saying? So, try to spread the word for me. Be consistent tuning in. And listen, if you have a goal, man, if you're trying to do something, man, maybe you're trying to start a podcast, maybe you're trying to start a business, maybe you're trying to do something, man, don't hesitate, man. You only live once. Just go ahead and do it. This always been something I wanted to do. I stopped making excuses. I applied myself, and I've been consistent. And I'm going to continue to be consistent until these checks come. And I'm going to be even more consistent. But, I want to appreciate you, man. Thank you for tuning in. We got one last comment here. Yeah, I think Boston is going through a rebuild, Let me put this comment up there. I think that Boston is going through a rebuild. It's all time. Well, we can't stop mentioning Boston, because we never beat them. It's like my Jets beating the Patriots. How can we stop talking about it? We never beat the Pats. But yes, after today is enough with Boston because it's Indiana tomorrow. Here goes my prediction for tomorrow's game. I think the Knicks beat Indiana 113-109. It's going to be a solid game. I think we're going to beat Indiana tomorrow 113-109. I'm expecting us to take the game 1 victory at home at Madison Square Garden. We need to take game 1. I don't want to start 0-1 against Indiana. Also, I want to say this. I was making a point beforehand that, whatever's your vision, whether you start in a clothing company, whether you start in a business, whether you're planning on moving to another state to make a power move, don't hesitate. You only live once. Do what you got to do. Don't worry about the naysayers, the so-called haters, and all that stuff. There's going to be people who love you, and there's going to be people that dislike you. It don't matter. What people think about you is none of your business. Let me repeat that. What people think about you is really none of your business, man. It's what you think about yourself that matters, and what God thinks about you. If God says I'm a child of God, if God says I'm a king, if God says I'm anointed, if God said I can do it, then I can do it. Have enough faith in yourself to do it. Believe in yourself. That's the most important thing you ever gonna do. So I love you guys. I thank you for tuning in. Once again, this is June the GM. Peace and God bless my people.